Okay, so I don't know what's been going on recently, but it's been brought to my attention that McKamey Manor is like a huge topic right now, like a trending topic. And if you guys have been here for a while, you know that probably like, I don't know, close to like a year and a half ago, I made a whole ass video about McKamey Manor because I was so intrigued by it. Just like the whole concept of it was really interesting. And so someone tagged me, I don't know if it was a news article or if it was a video, I don't really remember, but people are talking about it right now and I'm like soaking this shit up because I know a lot about McKamey Manor. I've done way too much research. I've watched a lot of their YouTube videos. Basically, the YouTube videos just show you the experience. So we're gonna talk about it again because I need to, like I have to. Also, I'm gonna sit with my legs up because I feel like a 5-year-old today and all I wanna do is like, oh, I keep ripping my pants. They're really bad. Do you wanna see? I don't know what this positioning is right now. I just wanna show you my pants. They weren't like this when I bought them. This whole thing was like sewn up. It was just like a nice normal hole, and then over time I've slowly ripped them more and more, so now they're really bad. But I'm not taking them off because I really like these pants and I'm gonna pretend like they're not completely broken, but I just ripped them more. Okay, but hey y'all, welcome back. We're gonna talk about McKamey Manor for the second time on my channel. If you guys have never heard of it, it's a haunted house. It was located in California the last time I made a video on it, or at least, unless I'm going crazy, I'm almost positive it was in California. But now there's one located in Tennessee and apparently there's another one in Alabama. I don't know how true that is because I know the guy who runs it out of his house, or like runs it out of like an area by his house. That's how it was back in the day. I probably should have looked into this more before I started filming. Okay, so I looked it up. In 2018, the San Diego location closed, and now there's 2 facilities, one in Nashville and then one in Huntsville, Alabama. The owner's name is Russ McKamey, and basically you just sign yourself up to be tortured. In my last video, I talked about what happened in the haunted house, and then a lot of it was just me trying to understand like what goes through someone's brain, why they want to do this, why would they want to put themselves through it. I don't know if I touched much on the legality of it, and there's new stuff that they do, and right now he's offering $20,000 to anyone who can last 10 hours. And I don't think anyone's ever made it through the manor to begin with, and people definitely aren't making it through now given all of the stuff that they're allowed to do to you because you sign away your life. You sign this waiver that says you can do whatever the fuck you want to me. Something new that I read is that he will give you a safe word. That wasn't something that existed back in the day, back when I made my first video. You didn't get a safe word. You sign this waiver and you're stuck in there until they want you out, which essentially means that you are stuck in there. You are going to continue to get tortured until you are near the brink of death, physically or mentally. Like if you start going insane, or if you are literally about to like suffocate, die, pass out, anything, then they'll kick you out or they'll take you out of it, but you don't pass it then. But no one's made it through 10. I think the furthest someone has gotten is 8 hours of torture. That's all it is. It's not a haunted house. It's a torture chamber. It's torture porn. And the reason that I was so invested in this before is because I love horror. I'm a huge horror fan. The Saw movies are my all-time favorite horror movies. I could watch them a million times over and over again. I play Dead by Daylight all the time. It's my favorite video game. It has Amanda from Saw. There's Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's all this different horror shit. I love horror. It's my favorite thing. I love the paranormal, and I don't love haunted houses because I'm good with like watching things or like playing games, but like when it's real and in front of you, even if it's not real, I can't handle it. Like I just have really bad anxiety and I freak out. So I'm not a big fan of like real haunted houses, or I guess I'm good with like real haunted stuff, kind of, and then I'm bad with fake haunted stuff, but like real in a sense that like there are people who are there who are chasing you. I don't know. And so this was something that I wanted to look into and do research in because even though I wouldn't want to go myself, I'm still curious why people would want to do this because, like I said before, you're essentially just signing your life away. I know back in the day, I think some of the worst things that they would do is they would waterboard you. They can cut your hair, they can shave your hair. They would put bugs on you and have bugs crawling over you. They would put you in small boxes, or they would put like a box over your head so that you have like very minimal space. If you're claustrophobic, you're scared of bugs, any of that. I mean, they play on that. They play on your fears. But some of the stuff that I read, there's a couple articles that I found, is so disgusting. And I just like, I'm back at this place where I kind of understood before why people wanted to go, but like, well, I don't know why. It's not even worth $20,000. Honestly, can you? All of the shit that they put you through is not worth the money, in my opinion, to be mentally scarred for the rest of your life. Like, I would have nightmares of this happening to me every single night if they did any of this to me. So to even get into the manor, you have to apply, and he doesn't make you pay. You don't have to pay to get in. All you have to do is donate dog food because he has 5 dogs. And so all you have to do is give this man dog food, and then he has to run a background check. You have to get a physical. I think you have to get a mental evaluation, or at least that's how it was before. You have to submit all this paperwork to him, and then you also have to sign a 40-page waiver that essentially says you can do whatever you want to me, and it's all legal. Like I said before, you supposedly get a safe word, but then in the contract, in the waiver, it even says your safe word means nothing. You can say it however many times you want, but they're not going to stop. That doesn't make any sense. How can you tell someone that they can get a safe word, make them choose a safe word, but then have them sign in this 40-page waiver, which, let's be real, who actually reads this shit, and then hidden inside somewhere it says that your safe word actually means nothing. So you're stuck in there until you are on the brink of death. So in this article it says that only people who make it through McKamey's extensive screening process receive a copy of its legal waiver. There are many stipulations attendees must agree to, including allowing McKamey Manor's actors to physically and emotionally harm them. Participants also agree not to touch or harm the actors, no matter what they're dishing out. Perhaps most disturbingly, the waiver requires signers to acknowledge they may end up with broken fingers or even be buried alive. And the kicker, they're required to waive all rights to sue, even if the experience ends their lives. This part grossed me out. Like this alone would make me not want to go. It says people frequently lose control of their functions when they're truly frightened, so you would pee your pants, shit your pants, throw up, any of the above, all of the above. Usually, the only consequences associated with this are embarrassment and having to leave without seeing the entire haunt. As with everything else though, McKamey Manor sees those instances as a further way to torment attendees. Namely, anyone who throws up runs the risk of being forcibly fed their own vomit. Can you imagine throwing up because you're being like gagged and waterboarded, or bugs are crawling all over you and you can't control it, whether it's out of fear or out of disgust, and then them making you eat your own vomit? Like, I don't even know how sick and twisted you would have to be to work there and for someone to do that. Like, as a person, I think I could work in a haunted house. I think it'd be kind of fun. I don't know if I ever would, because I think I would just be scared by myself, even though I know that I'm working there. But if I were working in a haunted house, if I was working here, dude, I just don't know how you could look at another person and treat them like that or do that to them. Like, I know it's a job to a certain extent. I don't know if they get paid for it. And last time I checked, most of the people who work there have been through it. If you've already experienced this, like, how do you do this to another person? That doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think I'll ever understand that. And then this hasn't changed, just as previous haunt participants have faced tarantulas and cockroaches while locked into a coffin. Even worse, an unknown gas pumps into the coffin while participants attempt to keep their fears and the critters at bay. That was something he did before. I watched a video of a woman who got trapped in a coffin, and she had bugs crawling all over her, and then later on in the haunt she had a cockroach that was like tangled in her hair, because your hair gets all nappy and shit. They're like pouring random liquids on you. It's like they can pour whatever they want on you. You don't know what it is. It just smells awful. It covers your face. You can't see anymore because it gets into your eyes. They'll duct tape your mouth shut. They'll duct tape your hair. Like, this bitch literally just had random duct tape all over her. Her hair was all nappy and gross from whatever they put on her. And then she had cockroaches just like in her hair all over her body. You see my fingers like twitch there. It's like the thought of it freaks me out. This is all new shit to me. And I just don't know how you could read that this could possibly happen to you and still want to do it, even for $20,000. There's a variety of horrific encounters attendees can be chosen for. For example, you might find yourself submerged in a 60-foot pool of water without a breathing apparatus. There's also a plank walking stunt that puts people 25 feet above the ground without a safety net or harness. Attendees might be forced into close contact with bodily fluids as well. So I don't know if that means their own or with the people who work there. But like, that's just like you can get sick. You can die from that kind of shit, which I guess you can die from all of this. Russ, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm mad now. I'm mad in this video. The first one was just curiosity, and now I'm just pissed off that this still exists. This isn't legal. I saw a tweet, and I don't know how accurate it is, but they said even if you sign this waiver and even if you agree to all of this stuff before you go in, the shit that they do is still not legal. Especially if you're being asked to let go. It doesn't matter if you signed a waiver that said, keep me in here, there's no safe word. They're still holding you hostage, and they're still forcing you to do all of these things that could potentially kill you. And then this actually says, some have compared McKamey Manor to Saw. This reputation is partially due to the numerous breakers located throughout the haunt. Attendees are forced into traps that are reportedly practically impossible to escape. So if I have any of you who haven't seen the Saw movies, essentially, a huge part of the movie. Okay, I don't like people who just think that Saw is about like gory deaths, because there's like a huge plot to the movie that I think people look over a lot. I'm a huge Saw fan, so I'm gonna get mad if people try to tell me that it's a dumb movie that just kills people in weird ways. But a big part of the movie is Jigsaw or Amanda will put people in traps, and you have to try to escape, and the escape is going to harm you in some way, but it won't kill you. But there are some traps in Saw, which I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but there's some traps that are 100% impossible to escape, so you're gonna die no matter what. But it says, one disturbing example is the eel trap. People are locked in a tank that's 8 feet deep and swarming with live eels. There's a caged top so participants can breathe, but they aren't given any other special equipment to help them get free or survive. Like, what do you do at that point? You just swim and hope to God that you don't either get so exhausted that you drown, but you're essentially just trying to live at that point. Like, the eels don't even matter. It's just about surviving, like not drowning. I think that's what I would be more scared of. Like, I don't know how long they would leave you in there. Probably close to an hour, I would assume. I feel like 10-15 minutes isn't enough for them. Attendees will have their faces held in water. Imagine your hands are bound, you're on your knees, and someone shoves your face into a disgusting, foul-smelling water. They hold you down for a few seconds before pulling your head up and dunking it again. Haunt survivor Amy Milligan alleges the site's videos purposely avoid showing the most physically and psychologically damaging moments. Milligan claims that she was held underwater repeatedly and subjected to the laughter of employees who ignored her pleas for help. Haunt owner Russ McKamey admits the visitors often experience the sensation of drowning. They will literally waterboard you. They will hold you underwater until, I mean, I don't know how many times I can say until you're close to dying. That's how insane this shit is. I don't know how he stays open. And I don't know why people continue to give him this business. I don't know why people continue to go. And it's only gotten worse over the years. Like, things were not this bad when I first looked into it. They were scary and they were gross, but they weren't like this. Or at least if they were, it wasn't something that was shown ever or told or spoken about. Many have braved the McKamey Manor experience. To date though, no one has made it to the end. Although there's technically not a safe word, participants can beg actors to release them. But anyone who signs up for the no mercy version of the haunt has to wait for the actors to decide when to release them. In other words, someone could beg for the end and still endure several hours of more chaos. It's just like kidnapping simulator. It's like Saw simulator. And I don't think there's a no mercy version. I think all of it's no mercy. Attendees who give up receive cookies, water, and a blanket to help calm them down. I would be like, fuck you, get me out of here. And I watched this one lady's video. Within 5 minutes, she was begging to be let out. And it shows you the ending as well, where the actors just completely switch from being these psychotic people who are drowning you and making you eat your own shit. And then they're like laughing and giggling. They're like, I'm sorry I had to do it. It's just my job. Ha ha ha. Here's a blanket. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face. And then it says, police won't help people who believe the haunt went too far. No one has perished at McKamey Manor, but there have definitely been some emotional and physical effects. In a few cases, people who took the McKamey Manor tour attempted to take legal action against the owner. But due to the waivers they signed, police said there was nothing that they could do. And then there's close encounters with bees and wasps, so I'm gonna go through this quickly now. I think it's pretty common that people go into shock during the tour. I actually am gonna read this part. It says that in one particular unsettling haunt tour video, which is on their YouTube channel, actors had to call in medical assistance for 2 men. They're on the ground with blindfolds on and are almost completely unresponsive. It's unclear what happened to the Marine veteran, and his adventure fanatic friend. There's speculation though that at least one of the men actually went into shock as a result of the extreme experience. It starts out like you're being held hostage and nothing is off limits. And then I said this in the last video, but they can literally shave your head. They can shave your head, they can tear off your fingernails, they can break your bones. I don't think they can like literally just take your arm and break it, but if your arm or your leg breaks, shit happens, it's not their fault. Oh wait, and I didn't even know this. So with the $20,000 prize, you have to follow every single rule. That means no drinking, no smoking, which I don't know how you would do either of those anyways. You can't run, you can't eat, you can't even swear at the actors, and you can't touch the actors or the props. How can you tell someone, I will give you $20,000 if you can last 8 to 10 hours, whatever it is, without eating or swearing? And I feel like it's just like a natural response. If someone's beating the shit out of you or making you do this shit, you're gonna grab them, you're gonna touch them, you're gonna try to defend yourself in any way. Can you imagine going through 10 hours, they're like, just kidding. In hour 2, you actually said fuck because we broke your wrist. I'm on a different article right now. I'll have both the articles linked down below as well. And it says you could be in a giant tank of eels, which we already went over, that will wrap around your face. Can you imagine already being so scared of like drowning because you're stuck in a cage of water with eels and then the eel wraps itself around your fucking face? place. Oh my god, it says if that's not bad enough, Nashville's scene reports you might have to take mind-altering drugs or deal with weapons like whips and tasers. I know a lot of haunted houses, like different haunted houses around the world, or around the United States at least, are mad because this is not a haunted house. It's a torture chamber. It's legal torture. This is not a haunted house. This is not the experience that other places want to give you. And it's not how haunted houses want to be viewed. Someone said, with McKamey at the forefront, we're cast as a bunch of sadistic weirdos who love to torture people. That's not the type of representation we want or need, especially right now. And that was a statement about the horror community. Okay, wait, I have a list of rules. These are the requirements for you to sign up. 1, you have to be 21 and above, or 18 to 20 with your parents' approval. Oh, if my child ever. You have to complete a sports physical and doctor's letters saying that you are physically and mentally cleared, pass a background check provided by McKamey Manor, be screened via Facebook, FaceTime, or phone, proof of medical insurance, sign a detailed 40-page waiver, and pass a portable drug test on the day of the show. And then this says, Russ McKamey, the owner, has spoken out against people who claim they were victimized by the experience, saying he has footage of it all and adding, I tell people they'll get cuts and bruises. It's aggressive. But these people weren't injured like they say they were. Then why do you have to sign a waiver that says you can break their bones? And they do record it, but even if you watch the YouTube videos, or if you go on the website and watch the videos, there's a lot of shit cut out from it. And even the parts that are still in it are so incredibly violent, it's not just cuts and bruises. You're literally dragging people by their hair, dragging them by their clothes, ripping their clothes, wrapping them up. It's not just cuts and bruises. And it's crazy for him to claim that that's all that it is. With everything going on in there, how can you minimize it to something like that? Some people who underwent the experience have a different view, including those who went there when it was at a different location. One woman, Amy Milligan, hello Amy, we're talking about you again, told the newspaper that she was pushed to the ground, pulled around by her hair, and slapped while being picked up and driven in a van to McKamey's home. Then she was shown lying in a freezer in a few inches of dark-colored water, blindfolded, while actors poured water over her head. She told the newspaper even worse scenes were edited out and she feared she was going to die. Like, she watched her own fucking video. I'm sure that she could tell you very easily that they cut out the worst of the worst. He said, we don't waterboard, we don't even kind of waterboard. It's psychological what we're doing. They're safe all the time. You do waterboard. I've watched the videos. However, a Colorado woman, Laura Hertz, told Nashville Scene, I was waterboarded, I was tased, I was whipped. I still have scars of everything they did to me. I was repeatedly hit in my face over and over and over again, like open-handed, as hard as a man could hit a woman in her face. Wait, I think I found a loophole. I think I found it. It says that you cannot in any way return physical contact to the actors. So if anyone becomes rowdy, pushing, shoving, or running, they will immediately be removed. So if shit's going down, just start punching them and they'll take you out. Anyone that's been drinking alcohol or taking drugs will not be allowed in the haunt and they'll be asked to leave the property. That's all I'm gonna read from the articles. I think all I wanted to say now is that granted, Russ does tell people you don't want to do this. I've seen the interviews that he's done with the people who are planning on going to the manor, and he tells them, I mean the whole time during the entire interview, you don't want to do this, you don't want to come here, you don't want to put yourself through this, and they repeatedly say over and over again, yes I do. And he'll ask them, he's like, so if you tell me that you want to leave, you don't actually want to, you know, I'm gonna keep you there, right? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. If I tell you I want to leave, I don't actually want to leave. Like, I've seen all of that, but I feel like it's so different saying that beforehand, because I could easily say right now that I could make it through, and if I ask you to leave, don't let me leave. I'm not a pussy, I can make it through. Once you're there and actually experiencing it, it's completely different. They play off your fears and psychologically torture you, and that's just on top of the physical abuse that you are receiving from going into this haunted house. It's not a haunted house. I just figured I'd make a video about this again because people are starting to talk about it, and this is my shit. This is my shit right here. I loved McKamey Manor a couple years ago. I was so invested in it. I shouldn't say I love it because I'm very against it, but I guess I more so like to learn about it. And I did watch a lot of the videos that he posted, and they were like hour-long videos. I would sit there and watch them because I was so intrigued. I just didn't understand. Like, what? Like, do you ever see something that you don't understand, so you want to understand so badly that you keep watching it? And it seems really random to me that news outlets are starting to cover the manor because it's been open for a very long time now. I don't know if the recent events have caused them to look into it more, or if it's the $20,000 reward if you make it through. Honestly, I don't really know what sparked their interest in it. I don't even remember how I found out about this. I think me and my friends were just looking at haunted houses and then we stumbled across it. I think I talked about how I figured out about it in the last video. Maybe I'm gonna go watch my old video and see everything that I said. I'm curious what I said, but I'll have that video linked down below as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't go to McKamey Manor because I don't want you to die. Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy fall, y'all. I don't have anything else to say. about the McKamey Manor. If there's anything that I missed that you know about, please leave it down below. But other than that, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Like, I haven't even gone to Fear Farm. And that's just like, that's like literally nothing. I'm just scared of people, and here's my fear. This is like we're gonna keep this on the down low because I don't want to give anyone ideas. I get scared going to a haunted house that like someone's gonna sneak in just dressed like they work there and they don't actually work there and something's gonna happen. That's my fear. I don't want to risk anything. I don't want to risk it. And this kind of shit, that's just not appealing at all. Why would I want to die? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go. See ya.